Shalom. Call Lo Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash. Shalom and salutations and double honors. Slaki to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom. Salutations to the elder bishops, prophets, the elders, teachers, and evangelists of Great Millstone, who are also learning this 100% truth from. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Barakathum to you. Shalom to Speckled Bird, the Confused Face, the Akim and Aqua, the Akim on the highways and byways, and last but not least, the elect. Back again with another video, and Spirit was on me to do a video about my testimony and coming into this truth and speaking about Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai and what I did to a little later than normal, but what the things not what I did, things I went through to get to where I'm at, to speak about Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai and His Son Yahweh Shai, with the Spirit being on me to do so, because without the Spirit I wouldn't be able to do what I've been doing. So I put some scriptures together, and I wasn't gonna make this long, but just something. So please forgive me for my yawning, man. I'm gonna do this video real quick and take my chops to bed. But I'm entitled this My Proof, Receipt, and Evidence of the Most High. So just my testimony, pretty much, long story short, of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And I I was going to work and just, doing that every day. And, I've had a family since 2004 and I've been taken care of. But, just trying to survive, going through the motions, going through the things. And, I didn't have my, I got forcibly fired from a job that I was working at. And I think I was working there for like 6, 7 years, something like that. And I got fired. I had to, relocate my family because I couldn't afford to stay where I was staying anymore. And I was able to get unemployment at that time. So, being grateful and having mercy on me, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai allowed my brother to have me and my family stay. And because we worked in the daytime, or he worked in the daytime, and they worked at night, I'm Salakia. My family was going in the daytime and he worked at nighttime. We didn't step on each other's toes. It worked out pretty good. So I was there all the time. I was receiving a check and I would pay him some money. But what I decided to do was get my GED. And that's what I did. So I went and got my GED. And when I did that, I decided to go to school. So I did. I went to Atlanta Art Institute and went and got my bachelor's degree in audio engineering. But, wasn't really what Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai had for me. So I went back full time into, doing work, finding a job, because with school had to be part-time job to, once I got once I got a job again, it was part-time that, and then part-time, work and part-time school. That wasn't easy at all. can vouch for that. But at the same time, still searching for the truth and still trying to figure things out. And I was heavy on smoking marijuana. I was smoking marijuana every day. You know what I mean? For a while, and never thought I would get off of it or leave it. And got on our own and stayed. Got an apartment in the neighborhood, but it was horrible, infested with roaches and everything like that. But it was getting out on my own and getting back to the status of doing what I do. And when I did that, I had a mild heart attack. School, work, trying to maintain, and I think I was gonna fail the class. So I was not in a position to be failing anything. So it kind of put a lot of stress on me. I was dealing with a lot of stress, but I was able to get through it and made it through, and Dawadi Yawash and Yashar for that. So once I graduated out of Atlanta Art Institute, I didn't get into audio engineering like that, because it's all about, interning and getting to know the people in the industry from the bottom up. And for me, I didn't have time for that because at the end of school, it was family, 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 and also work, trying to make up for things. But, it allowed me to still get a full-time job while I was able to pay bills and take care of me and my family to the best of my ability. And in that time frame, my wife would she would get off she would get off maybe like the same time as me, but we only had one car, so she would have to come and get me, and I would have to wait for an hour. And I would wait for an hour at my job or at the bus stop for her. And once she picked me up, then that was the end of our day. But it put me in a position of spare time on my time. And this is where I started to hear about the Israelites and, who were the Israelites. And, all I knew, I didn't necessarily know scriptures, but I knew of certain stories in the scriptures. And one of my favorite movies was The Ten Commandments. And with Heston, I hope I'm saying that right. So, and then I would like the biblical movies too, but I wasn't sure because I wasn't, I was still in the dark. I was still asleep. So, when I started hearing, the first people I seen was IUIC. And once I started seeing them, and they be in the highways and byways, talking or whatever to different people, and the people have questions. I was always intrigued on how these questions would be answered, and a lot of these questions that were answered, or all of the questions mainly that was answered, from what they was asking, because they don't have the 100% truth. It ended with Israel. So now it's like, okay, well, who is Israel? Who are the people of Israel? So once I started to learn that, I was on my journey, man. So that's my testimony and my receipt. My evidence that the Most High is true, because He also took away something that I thought I could never get rid of, which is smoking. And this is one of the things that allowed me to start, speaking about the Most High. But when I started to truly understand the scriptures, it's because I started listening to Great Millstone. And what happened was, I was like most, listening to different camps, but Great Millstone would stick out the most. And once I realized that they were the ones who did have the truth, or they was going into the Greek and into the Paleo Hebrew, into the Spanish, that's when I realized that these are the guys that I need to really study from. And as you start learning scripture, what I learned is that James 1:8, for me, it played a significant role in my decision making as far as what camp I'm going to follow. And it was GMS. It was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Because before that, I was just listening to different camps. You know what I mean? Liking the word. And in so many ways, I was being entertained too, because some of these camps like to use entertainment to keep you involved, and bait click to keep you involved. So, some of the titles that they had and topics was intriguing to me. So I would definitely, watch these videos, So with that, here I am. The Wadi Habashim Al for waking me up. Let's get some scriptures. Psalms 19:7, and it reads, the law of Yahweh is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of Yahweh is sure, making wise the simple. And that's how I felt in that time. That Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai said, I'm going to help you. And he did. I felt like I was always a spiritual person, or to a certain extent a righteous person, but I truly understood what righteous meant. I truly understood what sinning was. All these things that was so in my life, I truly understood the magnitude of what it really is. Isaiah 8:16. Bind up the testimony, seal the law among my disciples, and I will wait upon Yahweh that hideth his face from the house of Jacob, and I will look for him. Behold, I and the children whom Yahweh have given me are for the signs and for wonders in Israel, from Yahweh of hosts, which dwelleth in Mount Zion. I'm going to jump to 20. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not to this word, it is because there is no light in them. So, scriptures like that had me thinking about what type of lifestyle I was living and what kind of changes I needed to make. This is Revelations 19:11. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. And he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. And in unrighteousness he doth judge and make war. I'll jump down to 16. And he hath on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. So this is who we talk about. And this is King of Kings and Yahweh. It's all in capital. Yahweh or Yahweh. Or Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. This is Psalms 119:59. Salaki, man. I'm going to take my butt to bed. I thought of my ways and turned my feet unto thy testimonies. That's right, because that's what I went through, like I was explaining to you. I started writing scriptures down. So, now I'm starting to write scriptures down so I can go home and learn them myself. But, what happened was I started writing scriptures down, and then nobody told me about the Apocrypha. So now I'm looking for scriptures in this book, and I'm like, what's wrong with my Bible? Because I can't find it in my Bible. So I had to learn about the Apocrypha and all the other things that came along with learning these scriptures. John 17:17. Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth. As thou hast sent me into the world, even so I have also sent them into the world. And in this world, in this truth, we're going to go through a lot of different things, and that's what we've been going through. We've been going through some tough times, some hard times. But the Lord has been protecting us. He's had his angels to protect us. Isaiah 1:25. And I will turn my hand upon thee, and purely purge away thy dross, and make away all thy tin, And I will restore thy judges as at the first, and thy counselors as at the beginning. Afterward, thou shalt be called the city of righteousness, the faithful city. That's Jerusalem. That's the name of. That's what Jerusalem means. The city of righteousness, the faithful city. Um, and ultimately, man, this is what we want. We want to go back home. Apostle Gabar just did a video not too long ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, about the 7 things that you should expect in this, or you expect to have in this truth. Elder Apostle Hall gives it to you raw, man, and the other elder apostles as well. Isaiah 55:4. Behold, I have given him for a witness to the people, a leader and a commander to the people. And this is what he is raising up. The Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is raising up leaders. He's raising up kings. He's raising up priests. So, I'll be right to tell you edify with that. I hope I didn't talk too long. You edify with that lesson real quick. You know what I mean? It's just the proof, my proof and receipts and evidence of the Most High. Because I know he's real. I have nothing but faith in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and his son Yahweh Shai. Faith in deliverance, faith in taking care of me and my family, faith in allowing me to go out there, that because anything could happen at any given time, and Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai continues to take care of me. So just want to say, the wadi Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, call hello Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakradash. Shalom, salutations again, double honors to the Elder Apostle GMS on down, and shalom to the elect. Shalom.